Look at this proof. Here's a proof that incorporates the calculation given the circumference formula. Okay, what I'd like you to do is just take a moment and see if you can come up with, all right, what would be the justification for step one? Nice and easy, right? You're given that the circumference is 18 pi. Okay. Any ideas on what we could justify for step two? What exactly is that? Yeah, length. Okay, so if the way that I would suggest or ask you to write it is, and that's correct, if you put definition of circumference, that's okay, but I just want you to write circumference formula. Okay, so that is the circumference formula. C is equal to 2 pi r. And then what do we do with that formula? Patrick? Good. We're just going to take this value of 18 pi, substitute it directly in, so that's substitution. And then the final step, what math operation do we use to isolate the r? Front. Yeah. So now we divide both sides by 2 pi, we get division property. Okay, now, anytime you perform the same operation to both sides of an equation, I want you to label that as whatever the operation is followed by the word property. And so this is that axiomatic rule that whatever you do to one side of an equation, you're going to do to the other side as well. Okay, there's going to come a time in this section when we start going through some of these proofs where we're going to simplify one side of an equation, but we're not actually going to do the same operation to both sides. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do is make a distinction between those when you identify the reason. And when you perform the same operation to both sides, use the word property. And when you don't, just leave the term as multiplication or division or addition. And for all of those, I'll also allow simplify to kind of be used as sort of that umbrella term to mean that you're just working on one side of an equation. Okay? So as we get to that, we're not there yet, but as we get to that, I do want you to be aware of it. Okay, so you will have some problems that involve using the circumference formula. There shouldn't be any big questions on that. You guys should be able to plug it in and solve for an unknown pretty easily. Okay. What I want to do here, just got